So, it's hilarious how sometimes we just miss the perfect, like...
A cold opening?
Cold open, because, like, we're just sitting there engaged in our conversation and don't listen, and I try my best not to edit these because I'm lazy. Anyways, what's poppin', players? Welcome back to the Penny Gamescast, episode 103. I am your host, Tavin Bothel, here with my good friend and co-host, Connor Elliott. Say hello to the people, Connor.
Hello.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this podcast comes to you every week, Monday, 8 a.m. Central Time, youtube.com/2Penny Gamescast, or mainstream podcast services of your choice. We come to you and we bring you the new news in the video game industry. We each bring two topics, 2 pennies, if you will, and we give you our 2 cents on them. But, very important but here. If just talking about video games isn't enough, you want to see some gamers have some real true gaming moments, then hop on over to twitch.tv/2pennygames, in which we stream games live, and every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Central Time, me and my good buddy Phil sit down and we put on a little show called Hype, H-Y-E-P, Have You Ever Played, in which one of us shows the other a video game that they've never played before. Right now, I'm working my way through Spyro, Year of the Dragon. Come watch me play that this next Tuesday. And just some quick housekeeping. Live on the channel right now is our first ever, we did it at the end of episode 102, but I broke it out and put it up, our review of Last of Us Remastered. It was our first ever book club that we're going to do every month, the first Monday of every single month, started this week. And in anticipation for The Last of Us Part 1 Remake, we went back, replayed, and reviewed the Last of Us Remastered. If you want a super condensed version down, we made a YouTube short of it that's live on the channel right now. That's doing pretty well. Appreciate all the views and all the likes on that. Next month, we didn't say it at the end of the episode. We should have, because it was an easy pick. We literally had the conversation as soon as we ended the recording, and then that was that. Anyway, so August 1st is the first Monday of the month. We're going to be playing Resident Evil 4. Just going to follow that remake hype train with some Resident Evil 4. It'll be Connor's first time playing it. My second time playing it.
You beat it the first time?
Huh?
Did you beat it the first time you played it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you just quit half at some point through.
I've played the beginning section of Resident Evil 4 multiple times.
Oh, okay.
Because when it came to PlayStation 4, I played it, beat it, and then I started it on Switch, and then I was like, yep, this is Resident Evil 4. I put it back down. And then I've started a playthrough, and I didn't make it super far. But I'm in the opening hours. I'm past the village. I'm past all the iconic bits, in my opinion. Anyways. So yeah, August 1st, Resident Evil 4. Please play along with us and share your opinions in the comments down below. However, we got a job to do here, Connor. We got to get to this news. We got to drop some pennies on them. So let's go ahead, jump right into our first topic of the day. My first penny, God of War finally has a release date. November 9th, 2022. So still coming this year, so they say. Dropped with a nice little story trailer, little quick cinematic story trailer. I don't think there's a whole lot to be derived from this other than Fenrir, the wolf, the big giant, the big wolf boy, which I believe is one of Loki's children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how it goes.
So if you know how God of War 2018 ends, that's very interesting now, isn't it? So yeah, very, very quick, very short trailer. November 9th. Good day.
Yeah. Now you no longer have to send dick pics to the people who work there to know the release date.
Yeah, you fucking losers on the internet just getting fucking... give us the release date. Why? Did you just let them work the game? The game is coming. It's coming. Why are we being assholes about it?
I don't feel like this was, pushed because of the response that some fans had to the release date not being announced yet. But... kind of pathetic if this was always planned to just be announced at this time, and they still went to that length.
Oh, I absolutely believe it was.
Disgusting, yeah.
I absolutely believe it was. I think the internet speculation that this trailer was supposed to come out a few weeks ago, it didn't for whatever reason, doesn't matter. Just behind the scenes litigation, who cares?
Yeah.
And then fans took that information and ran with it. Quote unquote fans took that information, ran with it, and acted like a bunch of fucking hooligans on the internet, like they always do.
Yeah.
Anyways, November 9th, currently one of my most anticipated games for this year to come out. I'm personally, Callisto Protocol is the one that I'm like, I fucking need to play that shit right now. And but I am very, very excited. I love that first game so much, and I'm excited to see what adventure will unfold in this next one. Connor, how are you feeling?
I want to see what the discussion is going to be. Which is the game of the year? God of War or
Elden Ring, baby.
So I am. In other words, I'm happy it's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would have been fine with it coming out beginning of next year. And
plenty of time for Game Awards. Yeah. Plenty of time for Jeff Keighley. Get fucked, boy.
Yep,
you're not skimping out and giving us the easy answer of Elden Ring. Motherfuckers got to choose.
Yep, exactly. But aside from that, I'll be looking forward to the game when it comes out. Like you, I've liked the first one a ton. I think it's one of the best games I've personally played, and hope this one stacks up to it.
Knowing how this industry works and knowing how the Game Awards voting system works, that being all the media outlets get votes and then fans get 10% of the vote.
Yeah.
How do you feel that's going to go? It's coming down to the big two. You know, it's going to be God of War Ragnarok or it's going to be Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Assuming God of War Ragnarok hits the way it's supposed to hit.
Right. Assuming that it's going to live up to the hype. It's probably not going to be Elden Ring in my estimation.
Really?
But, well, here's what it's going to be a really big... Damn. Okay, so if it is going to live up to the hype, now that I think about it, as far as, like, journalist outlets, I think they'll definitely say God of War, but I do believe it would skew in favor of Elden Ring if they did, like, a community poll like they did in 2019. 2020. So, 2020. So I think God of War is going to edge out because of the people who have the majority of the vote. Usually, I think would like
more accessible game, more narrative based, all these things. But Elden Ring, man,
it did.
It was. We don't have to speak on what Elden Ring did this year, man. It wasn't. That wasn't. You can no longer put From Software in that niche category because of Elden Ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, my hope is for Elden Ring, but it'd be I see God of War edging it out. Really, I just want to see who wins. I'm gotta get my hands on the game first. After all,
yeah, of course, yeah. Do you think this game is gonna blow us away? Do you think it's gonna be phenomenal? Do you think what are you thinking?
I think it relies entirely on the narrative beats. Because the gameplay of God of War 2018, it was a nice, fresh experience for God of War and as an action game.
Yeah,
it played well, played responsibly. It was fun. I'm assuming it's not going to be that much different in this game compared to the first one. Improvements, definitely, I would assume, but not, the brand new thing that the first game was. So I think a lot of that hinges on the narrative experience of God of War 2, because it's built it up with what happened in the last game, and Ragnarok has some big shoes to fill, especially since it's not going to be a trilogy like you would usually expect out of these kinds of titles. So, a lot riding on what they do with that plot. And what happens between the relations of Kratos and Atreus and other characters that get introduced. So, it's really hinging on that gameplay, that narrative.
I'm pretty close to you. The thing that sticks out in my mind is how much Atreus seems to be in the marketing this time around. Granted, he was a large part of the marketing the first time around, but it seems a little different. It seems a little more even foot. It's a little less Last of Us. It's a little more like... We assume with the tee-up of God of War 2018 that Atreus is going to be taking the mantle of God of War at some point.
At least, yeah.
We assume.
Could go any other ways, but...
It could. I'm almost expecting a Metal Gear Solid 2.
I knew it.
I'm almost expecting an MGS2. I'm almost expecting a Last of Us Part 2. Because everything they've shown us... I'm assuming this is going to be a long game, 30 hours.
I can imagine.
Everything they've shown us so far could be in the first 10.
You see, Tavin, the moment you opened your mouth, he was like, well, there's one point.
It's just
for the
one thing.
The marketing. I knew you were going to bring up MGS2. It's kind of like that. But it could be.
My point bringing this to attention is Atreus is going to play wild if Atreus is playable and if we do have a hard switch and let's say Kratos gets put out of commission or gets killed, or we just hard switch for whatever reason. Kratos is going to play exactly like how he played in the first game.
Yeah.
Some new moves and abilities, sure. Some new enemy types, which will have you playing in different ways, sure. But Atreus is lighter. He's more agile. He's got the bow. He's going to be just different, physically different. I imagine instead of like the axe or the blades, he's going to be, wielding, his iconic, like, dual daggers or something at some point,
Yeah.
So I'm very, very curious as to how they're going to do that. And then, of course, God of War 2018, they changed a whole lot of stuff to Norse mythology because Norse mythology is super based off of like interpretation. Like there's like 2 or 3 main like trains of thought or followings or teachings of how Norse mythology plays out, but like those are wildly different in different ways. And Santa Monica Studios went out of their way to give us their own interpretation. It's not at all like how the myths are.
Yeah,
because
is good.
They can't be because of how they chose to tell that narrative.
Yeah.
With Loki. And then I think if the game was more traditional and you're just Kratos from front to back, maybe small segments where you play as Atreus or whatever, then I don't think this would be like the follow-up that people were expect. Let me rephrase that. God of War kind of redefined narrative adventure games in a popular way. I think it was just following The Last of Us' blueprint, which was popular in its own way. But I think the first Last of Us, as we talked about, has a tricky, in our review that you can go see right now, youtube.com/2PennyGamescast. The first Last of Us struggles with its balance of gameplay and narrative. It's got a phenomenal story, but the gameplay isn't superb. It works. It's solid.
Yeah.
God of War 2018 hits both. The gameplay is superb, and the narrative is superb. You know, it's not 10 out of 10, but like in every categorization of how you can objectively look at a game, it's like 8s across the board, which no game hits. You know, Last of Us story is a 10. Its gameplay is like a 6. You know, this game, its gameplay is an 8. Visuals are an 8. Story is an 8. Side quests are an 8. Like everything is an 8, which brings it all up to a 9 or a 10. You know, depending on how much you like it. So, and also it being, as you mentioned, that first step outside of what God of War used to be, and a complete reimagination of what God of War can be. That took a lot of people by surprise. I remember us playing the game and us texting back and forth. Yo, this is God of War?
Yeah.
This is good. Like, this is different and it works. Like, everything. Like, I remember those text conversations we had. I remember where I was in the game when I picked up my phone and said, yo, what the fuck is this?
It's a good experience.
Literally. It's hard for Ragnarok to follow that feeling up of it being new and fresh and going, oh, shit, this is what we're doing now. So I think a lot of people will be like, this is a worthy follow-up. This is a great continuation of the story. But I don't think in the moment people will be as willing to give it such high praise. I think years down the line, we'll look back and be like, oh, no, Ragnarok.
It was just as good as the last.
Ragnarok was just as good, if not better, you know? But if it's just more God of War, that's what the consensus will be, is more God of War. And you look at other Sony studios, you know, Horizon Forbidden West reviewed lower than Zero Dawn, which is crazy because Forbidden West is undeniably a better game than Zero Dawn. Last of Us Part 2 reviewed lower than Last of Us Part 1. Feel how you want to about the story. The gameplay of that game is infinitely better. And then, you know, the story just continues with these continuations as we enter this new wave of PlayStation. I imagine, you know, Spider-Man Miles Morales reviewed lower than Spider-Man. You know, I think for a number of different reasons, but, you know, it's that same trend of like the sequel coming out, they're polishing, but it's not blowing our socks away like that first wave did. I think in order to do that, we need to have a hard switch, and that's to switch to Atreus, which is teed up in the first game. You know, there's predictions of Kratos dying in this one, spoilers, from that last game. Like, it only makes sense for Atreus to be our guy this time around, to me. If that's the case, I think this will blow us all away. If not, and I think it also has the possibility of contention of, you killed Kratos? What? But I think it'll be in a more satisfying way than, say, like a Last of Us Part 2 did it. You know? We'll see. November 9th, 2022.
Around the corner.
It's worth noting Sea of Thieves had a present... fuck, I did it before the show, and now I did it again. Fucking Skull and Bones finally popped back out and said, hey, guys, we're coming. And they showed gameplay. They showed systems. None of them spoke to me. How about you?
One funny thing that I saw online, I don't know if you saw me like it on Twitter, but it was a post comparing a joke that was done about Elden Ring.
Oh my god!
The UI
to
be like, oh, this is what a modern game would look like. Because UI of Elden Ring, if you guys didn't know, it has a very minimalistic approach to it. It's not cluttered. Skull and Bones is very cluttered. It's a Ubisoft game.
They literally look the same. Like the joke image of like the internet compiling a mini map and your compass and your current quests equipped and all your resources
from the viewpoint, the little dots on the screen, like 234 meters away.
Yeah, all those things. Like as a joke, they put them on Elden Ring, and then Skull and Bones looks like that.
Yeah,
so
it does.
That's funny. In terms of gameplay, I mean, Skull and Bones it doesn't look unappealing.
No.
I like what they were doing with customization. I liked what they were doing with like building a fleet and all of that. And I think for people who are really looking for that type of game are really, really going to enjoy it. I think it is going to stand out and give a different experience than Sea of Thieves. And in that case, I think it will find its own audience. And, of course, there will be crossover because Pirate's Life for me type motherfuckers love pirate shit. But it being more realistic, it being more focused on naval combat, it being more tactical than Sea of Thieves kind of cartoony, let's just have fun, exploring the open seas and blowing up ships and stuff, I think will lead to... I think it'll lean more into, like, the sim type player. And players who want to live a pirate's life, but more simulation. I think that's where they're going to find their strive. I hope they come out with a good content map because those games live and die based off of those. I think the choice to be only in the ships and one player per ship is a choice. I think if it wasn't off the back of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, then we'd be more into it, but I think it's because it's like, oh, pirate simulator, we're gonna be running around doing our thing. Oh no, this is just a pirate ship simulator. Okay, fine. That's what it is.
Sea of Thieves seems more appealing to me.
Huh?
Sea of Thieves seems more appealing to me. I would probably get into that game before Skull and Bones did. Based
I am the opposite.
Really, you would get into Skull and Bones before? Sea of
the
Thieves?
gameplay looks way more solid in Skull and Bones and way more satisfying to control and play and stuff. I've always thought Sea of Thieves looked stiff and clumsy. It just never looked like it was fun to control. Whereas this does, like, not fun to control, but it does look like the intention of the player is easier to execute upon.
Well, you'll be able to try that game out when it comes out the day before
God of War Ragnarok. Rest in peace. So I expect probably like a solid 3-week delay on Skull and Bones.
If they're smart.
If they're smart, yeah. Like, you fucking compete against the Callisto Protocol. What are you doing? Anyways, Connor, moving on to the second topic of the day, your first penny of the day. We got a couple more details about some Final Fantasy VII type stuff.
Yeah.
This is from Famatsu, and because we don't speak Japanese, we can't read it, so we're going off of the Nibelian sort of breakdown of this. New interview with Nomura and Kitase on FF7 Remake project. No plans to remake Dirge of Cerberus and Before Crisis as of right now. Nomura still considers 7 games to be connected. The team wasn't sure whether the remake project would be 2 or 3 games. I think 3 is the right choice.
Yeah,
there's a lot of game left.
There is. Two, I thought it was kind of already set in stone that it was 3. And to hear that they were actually debating
I thought they were going to go beyond 3, like up to 5 or something, which would have been
more likely to, I thought.
Crazy. That would have been crazy. But I think 3 is a solid number.
Yeah.
Still considers 7 games to be connected. This tells me that, to me, that reads, and I don't know the exact words, I'm just going off of this. To me, that reads as our theories are correct. This is not a remake, a retelling of that story. This is a continuation of that story. And Sephiroth has been doing some shit. Spoilers.
Oh, did you see the rest of it?
I did down here.
Yeah.
I was gonna get to that. Yeah, but I was talking about the remake first. Rebirth.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think clearly that's what that reads as to me. No plans to remake Dirge of Cerberus and Before Crisis as of right now. I don't think that's necessary. We have the We have the what is the mobile one called? Ever Crisis. Ever Crisis, right?
I forgot the name.
We have that coming, which is going to have the whole compilation included. That's fine. those two games are never heralded by Final Fantasy VII fans as like great games or whatever, so nobody ever talks about it. I think we're fine with just the Before Crisis and the the Crisis Core and the main remakes to just be familiarized with that, and then the filling in with Ever Crisis for those who want it is.
I would have played it. Dirge of Cerberus remake. I would have played it. I played the old one.
I would have too. You played the old one?
Yeah, I did. On PS2.
How was it? I
enjoyed it at the time, but I can see, like, maybe it wasn't the best.
Yeah. New details on Crisis Core Reunion.
Cool moments,
fully voiced and newly arranged OST. New gameplay changes, linkable attacks, always accessible limit breaks. Running on Unreal Engine 4, PC aiming for 120 FPS, and PS5 and Xbox Series. And the Xbox Series is going for 60. Faithful to the original. Which is what we expected.
Yeah.
And then just a little note, Crisis Core Reunion producer Mariko Sato assures that the text about Sephiroth's hair care routine is still in the remaster.
Excellent.
Cool. I don't believe them when they say faithful to the original.
Yeah, but you think they're going to do another
believe that.
thing?
I think we're going to have like a post-credits thing or something, or like through your actions in the game, we're going to have a quote-unquote true ending in which it bleeds into the remake.
That's
thing.
possible.
Who knows? But, we'll never know until we see more. But as someone who has really only played Final Fantasy VII, the original and the remake, I'm just excited for more. More continuations. Big sneeze. Oh,
that was a bad one. Yeah. There you go.
Did you sneeze?
Yeah, I could snuff it out.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm capable. When you say you can't do that, I'm like, well, I can do that. I'm very like little, and you cover it with your sleeve and your hands, so it doesn't make much noise. And you just...
Why are you just stunting on me right now?
well,
you know what? I can stunt too, Connor. You know what I can do that you can't? Fucking public speaking.
Don't do it.
How about that, you piece of shit?
I thought you were going to say whistling, but I can't do any of those things.
I can't really whistle either.
Well, damn it.
Excuse me. Ugh, allergies fucking attacking my throat this year.
Too bad. So sad.
Connor, how do you feel about all of this?
My big takeaway from this, my favorite takeaway, I should say, was that it is faithful to the original. Obviously, you have your doubts about that. I could see them bleeding into something, at the end credit type stuff. Not in, but I'm at least going to be able to get the main game experience, which is what I'm satisfied with. That I can know what kind of goes on in this story because I haven't played it, so I never actually looked up the plot. Really, I know some of the big moments that affect 7 directly, but
I've seen the ending.
Yeah, I've seen the ending too.
So,
But
cool.
I'll be happy to play it.
Yeah.
When's it come out again? I was going to look that up.
This winter, they said. Right? Yeah, this winter.
Oh, okay.
They didn't give a hard date.
Okay.
They ambiguous this winter, which to me means March. So
yeah,
we'll see. If it comes out this year, that'd be fucking crazy, but I doubt it. Yeah, but I'm interested and I'm excited. I'm cool to see more.
Good to get the information flow. Keep on
of course
beamed into my head.
Yeah. Connor, moving on. Third topic of the day. Fuck it. This one's mine. I'm taking this penny. This is my penny. You get the
I
other
didn't
penny.
send that one. Did I?
Huh?
Did I send that one?
Yeah, you've sent all the stories.
Hey.
Rockstar. They're chilling out. They're saying, "Hey guys, we're gonna relax." All right. So pulling from Kotaku's Zach Zwiezen, Red Dead Redemption GTA 4 remasters shelved after GTA Trilogy debacle. Following recent rumors, Kotaku can confirm via its sources that Rockstar Games is currently focused on developing GTA 6 and has shelved all remakes following the poor reception of the GTA, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. Yesterday, a tweet from Tez, an often reliable and trusted GTA insider, caught the attention of many Rockstar fans. According to the tweet, Red Dead Redemption and GTA 4 remasters were no longer, quote, on the table, possibly due to the horrible mess that was last year's GTA Trilogy remakes. Wow, some questioned if this was true. I can confirm that Tez's tweet is accurate and lines up with what I've been told. According to sources with knowledge of Rockstar's plans and future projects, the publisher is hoping that folks will forget all about the critically panned and botched classic GTA remasters released last year, while it focuses most of its resources and energy on its next big game, Grand Theft Auto 6, which Rockstar earlier this year confirmed was in development. However, while the current plan is to get Grand Theft Auto 6 finished and out the door, I am told a Red Dead Redemption and GTA 4 remaster aren't entirely out of scope and could still happen in the future after GTA 6 ships. Last year in our report confirming the existence of the rumored GTA Trilogy remasters, we also explained that at the time, Rockstar had plans to remaster Red Dead Redemption. At the time of the report, the idea of remastering RDR had been on the table for the publisher for a few years already, but now, in the wake of the last year's remasters flopping and demand for GTA 6 growing, the publisher has shifted plans again and is moving towards the next big thing, and not looking back, at least for the time being. Yeah, I think that's probably a smart move.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's time to get the next GTA out and make more money. That's
and make
should
more
be the
money.
mindset.
We need another $1 billion, real quick, guys. Can we get a couple more $1 billion out here?
Setting up for the next 15 years.
It is absolutely ridiculous to me that trilogy was not a slam dunk. That is such an easy win. Such an easy win, and they fucked it up hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think being like, oh, okay, Red Dead Redemption, GTA 4, let's put those on the shelf for right now. Let's not worry about that, because every time one of those comes up, the conversation would be, okay, but is this going to be like the trilogy? Is this going to be like the trilogy? Is it going to be shitty? Is it going to be an inferior version of the games we love? Like, why would you risk that? You know what I mean? So I think to them, and they're also at risk of it coming out not as great. So they're like, okay, let's all these little side things we had plans to doing to pad out our financial years or whatever, put that on pause, because that's just hurting our reputation right now. And we're Rockstar. We don't do hurt reputation.
No, they want to keep their reputation golden.
So, GTA 6, cool. I'm just kind of done with these games. Like,
I never have any thoughts of wanting to play GTA 6.
Yeah,
or anything like that.
I'm never like, it's never an anticipation for me. I mean, maybe that's just us. I understand why people are excited.
Yeah.
But it's just, all right, cool. Like, especially after Red Dead Redemption 2, I was like, wow, okay, yeah, y'all's game design is stuck in a previous generation. Like, and I'm cool. Like, I don't need any more of this unless, like, we're really stepping out. That's why Starfield does excite me, because Bethesda has gone, oh, okay, yeah, we're outdated. Let's take some notes. Let's get a new engine. Let's figure some things out, and let's do a few things different, but still deliver what the fans are expecting. That's why I'm excited for Starfield. GTA 6, I don't believe they heard criticism for Red Dead Redemption 2, because they didn't get any, and they should have. From the main outlets and stuff. Yeah. But Red Dead Redemption 2, to me, did not play super well. I didn't love the way it played. I thought its story dragged on for fucking ever.
The great parts were great. I love it. Yeah, fantastic. But, yeah, they did not the best pacing.
No, not at all. Yeah. It just went on way too fucking long and just dragged out. And I was like, all right, can we make a decision here, Arthur? Please? Great ending.
Yeah,
great ending. And I'm sure that Red Dead Redemption remake is honestly probably pretty well in development at this point, especially because all the assets are right there. They remade the half of the first map in Red Dead Redemption 2, so I don't know. I'd like to see more from Red Dead, I guess, but GTA 6, sure, yeah, I mean, I'll play it when it comes out, and I'll be excited when it plays out, and I'll hop around into whatever new iteration of GTA Online is at the time, but
they have room to...
I'm not chomping at the bit.
They do have, admittedly, room to knock socks off with next-gen, technology, GTA, that is.
Let's hope.
So they could go... They could be on the up and up in terms of their game design as well. Never know.
We'll find out.
But as it stands right now, yeah, I don't see much reason in myself playing any of their games if they... Or, any of their games, really, with how they've been operating recently. I think I'm good.
Yeah. I prefer something new. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of preferring for something new, Lollipop Chainsaw Remake announced for 2023. This is your final penny and our final topic of the day. IGN reports from Joe Screbbles. Since when does Joe Screbbles work for? Is that Joe Screbbles always work for IGN, or am I tripping? I thought Screbbles was somewhere else, but maybe I'm just tripping.
Maybe he's a freelancer?
No.
Mainly rights to another publication.
Anyways, co-creator Suda51 and James Gunn have both confirmed that they are not a part of the upcoming... Okay, hold on. That's an update. After a tease last month, we have confirmation. Lollipop Chainsaw will receive a full remake in 2023, announced by publisher Dragami Games, which is led by the original game's producer Yoshimi Yasuda. The game will arrive worldwide next year, although a formal title of platforms have not yet been announced. It will be developed by a combination of development staff from the original, including Yasuda as producer and new development staff from Dragami Games. The game will aim to recreate the original, but Yasuda explained that the remake will feature a couple of key differences. Due to the power of new-gen hardware, the new game will feature, quote, a more realistic approach to graphics. Less welcome for fans will be the news that music licensing issues means that, as opposed to the first game's 16 licensed tracks in the remake, aside from a few licensed tracks, the soundtrack will consist of new music. Yeah, and then all right, cool. Yeah, it'll look better. It'll probably play better. Neat. Lollipop Chainsaw.
I never played the first one.
Me neither.
I remember there was a lot of coverage about it, just because people were enjoying it. They seemed to like the time that it gave.
What an era of video games that we just don't see anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Like what an era. And
there were some weird games coming out around this time.
2012, man, like right before The Last of Us. This to me is a prime example of a before Last of Us and an after Last of Us time. You know, like, and granted, like we still get like fun, silly games and stuff. Like it's not like everything is all serious and narrative focused now.
No.
Of course not. But it just kind of reeks of gamer bro to me, you know? Like, that's what Lollipop Chainsaw... Lollipop Chainsaw was always weird to me. I'm like, all right, fucking cheerleader in the skirt, okay. Big boobs. Chainsaw. All right.
It's like... Chainsaw Man is a popular manga now, so now they have more Chainsaw stuff coming.
We like chainsaws.
Yeah.
We like chainsaws. Anyway, Suda51, James Gunn not being a part of the remake. Okay, cool. I bet both of them would rather do cooler stuff.
Suda51 seems to always do something new. Well, No More Heroes he made. He made No More Heroes, I believe. Suda51.
51?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stupid if he didn't. I'd be stupid.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Neat.
Don't know if I'll play it, but...
I won't.
What if it has a cool new sick look to it?
Huh?
What if it has a cool new sick look with great combat? Combat, like Nier. What about that? It'd be so fun.
Does Nier have great combat?
Yeah.
It's got good combat. Is it great?
It's good combat.
It's good combat.
This could be good combat.
Huh?
This could be good combat.
It could. Huh? Yeah. I'm cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
Connor, what have you been playing, friend?
Not much, unfortunately, this week. The biggest thing that I got my hands on was the new fighting game in the rotation called DNF Duel. It's based off of a Korean game MMO called Dungeon Fighter Online. Very, very popular game. And it's a crazy as shit fighting game. So basically, every character is able to do ridiculous amounts of things to eliminate you very, very quickly and make it to where you shut down other players from playing at all. But usually in some games that might be annoying because like you are just getting your ass kicked pretty easily in some fighting games out there. But in this one, you do a lot of ass kicking as well. It's a lot of a shit sling where someone like an incredibly good player can just get killed by an infinite combo if he chose a specific character because the game isn't the most polished at the moment. It still has some work to be done to it. Excuse me. Without getting too deep into the mechanics, because I still haven't even really played it all that much and can't really explain it that well. Out the gate, the thing I'm most worried about this is content, about how fast they can give more characters into the game, fighters into the game to have fun with, because all the ones play extremely well. At the very least, I've, gotten into the position where I'm still wondering about what character I want to play, which isn't, in my mind, a bad thing if you have many to choose from, as opposed to not having any at all, which I've encountered in the past with fighting games, and it's not really a fun experience for me. So having a whole laundry list of characters is really nice, that are, fun to play at least. It needs to have more content rolling out as the months go by and as the year plays out. So my continued enjoyment of this game really hinges on that, because the online is great. You're able to find matches really easily. So with that good baseline, it could be a great fighting game down the line and played lots more. But, It's only just came out for a week, and fighting games can have a short shelf life. So, see if this one's like that.
Yeah, just put it in the rotation. All right,
Yep.
cool. That was a fun weekend.
Yeah.
You know, so I've been playing Resident Evil 2, the remake, of course. I've been playing on PS5, really just for trophies, and you know, just having a quality time because Resident Evil 2 remake is one of my favorite video games of all time. Perfect level design, in my opinion. Perfect. And like just the exploring of the police department never gets old. Never gets old. Learning where the things spawn, where the enemy spawns are, and all this stuff. And I'm speaking on a higher level. This is not a first time playthrough thing of like the atmosphere and the tone and the scary and the gameplay and all that stuff. But like just like the coming back to it a few years later, I've already platinumed the PS4 version and just working my way through the PS5 version. I did have the option to just load up saves and just pop all those trophies automatically. Shorter trophy list this time. Not as many as some of the there's a trophy for shooting a licker or a dog out of the air. Not in this version. I thought that was strange. This version is mainly just focused on getting all your replays in. And, I'm just working my way through it, getting my replays.
It's a fun game to play.
It's good, man. I like it a lot.
I definitely had some drain on it when I played this game, but definitely one that I could keep coming back to with space in between them and have a great time with. Because it's just well-designed levels.
Some drain on while you were playing it.
Yeah, because near the end, I should say. What I played it, pretty, large segments of the game at any given time. So by the end of it, I was like, okay, I'm ready to do something else now. I'm ready to play another game. Yeah. But, like I said, solid gameplay. I love this game, too.
I adore this game. Yeah, it's just... And I love when you really know the game and you start shooting for those fast clear times and, getting it under 2 hours, and so forth, which is crazy. I love being able to be like, okay, now we do this, but okay, last run... I cleared out that room. Maybe I could just save myself some time and just cripple all the zombies in that room and move through it a little faster. There are 3 grenades. You have the opportunity to pick up 3 grenades by the time you reach this encounter. So maybe instead of wasting a grenade on one room, I'll keep all 3 and use it on this other room, and so on and so forth. Literally as of right now, I'm playing on hardcore right now. There are 3 flashbangs on hardcore. If you play the Leon route, the introduction of the liquor, do I have that right? Or is that just the... No, that's not the Leon route. That's the main run. Not the second run, the main run. Okay. Where that introduction of the liquor outside of the STARS office happens. To my understanding, and to what I've played, there are 3 flashbangs available for pickup. There might be a 4th. There are 3 flashbangs available for pickup in that area. So, all right, you save 2, you kill this one, and then you go up into the attic area, you set off the bomb, a liquor spawns, you flashbang that one, you get the fuck out, you never go back to that room. Yeah. You leave that room all the way alone. Fuck it, that liquor can live up there for eternity, for all I care. But the one in the STARS hallway, you got to take that one out. That one's got to go. So, you plan for these things. You go, all right, what's the best way to do this? As Leon, with Claire, it's easy. 2 flame grenades, maybe 1 if you can get away with 1, but 2 quick flame grenades, over, done. Who cares? Leon, shotgun, you're opening yourself up to a lot of damage here. Yeah. So you got a flashbang, quick pumps, pop, 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 quick, run into the STARS office so that the liquor resets itself in a different position, and then you come back out, flashbang, pop, pop, pop. All right, now it's dead. Cool. These are the strategies that I'm in, and this is what I love about Resident Evil 2 is you go, okay, I've played the game, I've experienced the horror, now it's optimization. How can I get that best? I'm not a speedrunner, but this game is designed in a way to where all those dominoes click for me, and I'm like, okay, how can I get there the fastest way possible? Great game. Love it so much. Going to continue playing it.
Yeah. Seem to be in the
you can see me play the opening hours right now. I put it up for funsies. Just the Twitch VOD is up on the youtube.com/2Penny Gamescast right now. You can just watch that, and I've got another part recorded of a couple of hours that I might put that up too, just for shits and giggles. Who knows? Keep an eye out for that. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for right now. Remember, Resident Evil 4, the original. We're playing it August 1st. The review for it will go live. Me and Connor, Video Game Book Club. What did we call it? Two Penny Game Club. Going live August 1st. Keep an eye out for that. Play along with us. We're going to have a great debate. Which one's better, The Last of Us or Resident Evil 4, man? Which one? Which one will do it? It's Last of Us.
I think it's going to be... I'm excited to play Resident Evil 4. I think it's going to be a really good game. I don't think it's going to be that good in my eyes.
You have to remember, like, we are now, like... It's one of the first, like, third-person shooters. Like, one of the first ones to make it work. So there are, like... Even Resident Evil 5, which, you and I both know is dated at this point, but we have a lot of fun with it. We love it a lot.
That'll be on the book
club at some point.
Has to be, and it'll be at the top position. Above Last of Us.
Number one. So there's, like, a lot of, like, general things, like, taken for granted in third-person shooters that, like, are just not, like, how the camera works is a thing. How movement works. You can't aim and walk at the same time. You can't, it's QTE heavy. Never put that controller down. Never put that controller down, Connor.
They always creep up on
You're not going to be safe. You're not going to be safe.
Oh, boy.
And then also, like, just the general tone of Resident Evil 4, I've never really vibed with, personally. I understand why people like it, but it's just not for me. I prefer where the new wave of Resident Evil has been. That's where I'm at. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Two Penny Gamescast, episode 103. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Remember, you can get it Monday, 8 a.m. Central Time, youtube.com/2pennygamescast, and mainstream podcast services of your choice. Twitch.tv/2pennygames if you want to watch us play video games live. Tuesday, 2 p.m. Central Time, Spyro Year of the Dragon. Come watch me play that for the first time for hype. Check out the YouTube short. Check out the Last of Us Remastered review. All that's good stuff, fun stuff. We would really, really appreciate it. But until next time, have a great time. And Connor, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.